Abusia for a church Cobrahim Kenny. Sababium. I promised the other day, said I was gonna go a little bit more into what we're gonna do in terms of Yamamreni Amani in no manner with regards to your politics on what we really need to do. But with a few reviews na menyana feedback kamenya the last videos. No? I think it's important I put a little bit more layer onto why the quote unquote holiness of the Bible no, is in question. And then if free your mind from that concept, then we can really move forward. Because I want to also stay away from the way I've been in my present here so far. Because there's so many out there that are talking about Jesus does not exist in this. But in the middle of doing that, but it shouldn't be like that. I understand the fact that there's a lot of emotions at play. I mean, people have really put their lives on the line when it comes to Christianity. Apart from the fact that it be the Jessica and is carefree, I had to bottom I know. But in honesty, some genuinely have believed all this time, say they've hit the nail on the head. This is it. This is the one that brings them to heaven. And you cannot just come one day from nowhere, begin to tell everybody, say, I didn't know, it's not right, doesn't make sense. Now the attempt fra. No, it's not like that. Equally, also Tisobi can be sana. You'll be rushing to insult without even asking why they're saying what they're saying, or being really, if anything, open-minded to hear something different from what you've been hearing all your life. And I have talked about the chronology of the Bible in my last video. You can check it out. Over to my YouTube. Chronology of the Bible, no. And then you who say, Sena Ampa. We really have to separate. We don't have to separate religion from slave trade. Yes, because it was the same thing. Then you one. And one say one was over. You chill, mono. And on decided say they're gonna leave religion behind. Excuse me. And use that as a tool to promulgate a message, So because I'm there by actually and book and the whole is out so and then you bobo and I just say pojo you cry. And for 2020 years today, majority of people still think say everything in there is right from up there a bit off from Pem. You have fikra, the history, the documentation behind the whole thing we do. You near so. And you pretend to say I didn't drop from the sky, but it did not. Unimubia relating crophobia near from Mukusedesa. I find out what really happened. So if people should know during the Inquisition what really took place, I'm telling you, and then Cremophobia much playing the cob over them near day. And they will laugh over it. Your friend of real chastisement killing at the stakes. Just because of the faith, and then also in putting into people's head, nailing it into their coconuts. So as to how they had to believe the Jesus concept. To where the latest phenomena, the Timothy it has been done already, especially a wood to Mudia. And the audio just almost a question. I know I say now. Would the names would defend this? But based on nano video chronology and inquiry alone, you can tell, say, King James, you cry and so many Bibles have come prior to King James, you cut away. And the scriptures are, King James, and also say, in his cross and come be free, so they become Omogusa maintain this scripture. And on top of that, they are still separating books. You're finding about 7 books If I know about 7 books in the Old Testament of King James, a Catholic Bible ma in the demo, a bene Tobit, a bene a Vernesen, Judith, Maccabees 1, Maccabees 2, Wisdom, Sirach, and Barak. We found all these books. Yɛkɔyɛ so yɛdeɛ no a ɛnim nti na gye sɛ ɛnyim mfiri mfa bi nka ho no ɛbirikyi wɔ ha but yɛn nyinaa pretend sɛ wɔnyɛ hwee let's move on like that. And these are some of the lapses that we have encouraged nti na ama adeɛ no tuma to aso a no because when Kristo ni bia beni bia kasa sisia ba Kristo som sɛ adeɛ no concept no nyɛ correct for yɛ no obi defend adeɛ no have rationalize even to the extent of rationalizing scriptures. Yɛ clear wɔ hɔ ma hu sɛ adeɛ wɔ the scripture wɔ deɛ nkɔ yie. So, but they'll find a way to rationalize it. It doesn't work most of the time. Although yeah, that maybe for 25 to 30 years, people struggle with this GDA. The entire CS you GD near Namu Kosa near defending your crusade. On the channel. We shall be our bank a crave no busa a few questions not to me was the laws know the God knows best. And I mean in him papa just sad. And like I was saying, I want to put another layer to it to help us defray a mind from the holiness of the Bible. And once we are able to gradually free ourselves from, say, I don't know yet the most authoritative book, then we are about to start something. A whole and a half you say why you're ready, because yes, are difficult. And religion is slavery, was one thing. And who said it started from far away. We started from books, the original writers of scriptures, the oldest test, was the pyramid test, the BBC, the Memphite test. So, of course, Shabaka stone. So, the book of the dead, which is the book of the coming forth by day and by night. If 300 BBC, for instance, scrolls, so, and then from the scrolls to different papyri and Sanafe, you introduce all these Old Testaments, 4 or 5 books of Moses, 45 books, in Greek, a church in different times, different people came out. Sana Martin Luther, Reformations, only in the Bible, and also, to also different Bibles, when you any part of that church, it be also kind chronology of Bible now. They tell you that there was an agenda and the purpose behind the writing of that Bible. I say jealousy. They throw another version. American Standard Version. Yeah, okay, almost the reason why. Where is it? Robin Show. My friend, a jealousy Bible. I say in 1901, American Standard Version of the Holy Bible by the American Committee that worked on the English Revised Version of 1885 CE, the Common Era. Jealousy between the Europeans and the European Americans caused the production of this version. So, a whole version was created because of any bere. And I understand kind of jealousy, any bere sikan, sikan. What has that got to do with divinity? Unyankopon, dena, ono no can't ask him way. If and conform you know it's yes, you can, and that's a no hunty. Bible. How can you put holiness on it? Nipa natural. That's what I'm trying to get to you. Nipa and a chance to try. And nipa so true be there's a purpose behind it. Okay, study Bible, screen baby. On preambles, so say no. Yet show the reason why the book was written, where it came from, who wrote it, and why they wrote it. Sir. And all the Bible, say King James Nekutano. The reason was propaganda, and then also political and other ways to subjugate the black society before. And I'm part they succeeded. Because slave trade in there, it was in and over with, in and out fast. I mean, to say it's 400 years in another almost a year of return. But they are also coming with the religion that most of them. Fortunately, some of them has gone to find the ancient Kemet, a friend is a consciousness, And you know, a binum so very sharp. So kofa Dr. James Smalls and Dr. Carbanom, okay, how far they've come. Wesley more preachy, the conscious community, no. Omo different agenda crown neighbor. And somewhere along this line, crown, may invited Dr. Carbano. Now, on the education, top of the line. Now about church how even your school system no has to change the way you share your mad. Because our standardized test and objective test don't go for by there. That's not how we taught in the African sense. You know, I said the child say no, I'm not we are also will be no. So, and the next layer I'm best the no. In terms of the Jesus story now you want so far no. Yeah, it will be memo hana. All those that fall under the British Empire and colonies, no. We had the message of Jesus in a different format. Because Paul, the New Testament Paul, America say Old Testament, most of the things we do in the Old Testament is in line with before your practices. Yeah. I wasn't saying say that's the authority for you, but you find most of the things you are supposed to do or Ghana and more. Do you person kind Bible there any other kind Old Testament now? Now all kind mom now do baby. You be River Jordan. That is not in Ghana. Once a son and now dinsu and now pra. Asha. Unyami be dim no Old Testament and then yami onim no Ghana. Once a son and now they are kunedi. Now they Antoa. Asha. So now the yes yam men kitten now say yami and woman or friend a heathen gods on there. Abosom. Which is not true. It's just bad washing it. Now the Mudian Shaho. So the machana. And the Jesus na umomone Jesus nante the suafo no ne Christ nante na Jesus Christ nante as a Jew no. Omo message na o senka eba no. We never got a hold of that. Instead, what we got was the Paul epistles, no. Paul also was a radical. In fact, Christopher Braille saying some wrongly interpreted say ono Adam was Paul Amanta Chedica for no canasa. Abro no be because na agenda and the motive ne kwan fa so promote two scriptures no for the most part did not help humanity because he wasn't interested in the real historic Jesus now when he was not interested in that. Onono was interested in only presenting from age was it Jesus crucified and the resurrection. That was all he was interested in. In the Roman for to take advantage of Sarah, and Oma sure most of the epistles in over Matthew to none of the disciples really wrote anything. These guys were crude people though. Into message if you really want to find out what the early followers of Christ were thinking, compare the book on the Ebionites. The Ebionites. Who say, oh, virgin birth. No divinity now what they are tied in it, It was a no-go area, which was why Omunina chastise Conference of Nicene no fool say I say we don't go for him. Opening a now na ya send ya warrior back. So what I say. Any him to a Messiah. And all ye no normal ha. I in him say or Saba no ban or by Jeffrey. Young quash money at the we had nothing to do with say or young couple, but no credit just say. In the law, so no, it was a no-go area. Thou shalt not worship any other god. No, that was a powerful commandment. And I wash it down. So I Paul, I mean, I washing it down. So I'm gonna be do say, yeah, and say, young Jesus Christ. Oh, and these are some of the conflicts that a hat and neck Christopher. On the channel. And the message, and I'm saying, go and look for the Ebionites for a Jesus story. No. Who say, and that was where I think Divinci more picky or more stuff from about telling you about say Mary Magdalene when you maybe and you don't know that. And that's where it came from. So that's it. And it's not just mere rumors, but because they crushed them to nothing. So because in 66 to 70 AD, and Tokwane see, it was a complete meltdown of the Jewish community. The Jerusalem Jews for was a meltdown, yet dismantle. Yes. That time, so at the same time, Who they share all the your friends epistles now. Now here time in Troy, if you have a study Bible, look at the times they wrote them 58, 58, 60. Near the then church or sabus na near started church. It was the same time and they crash those that were close to Jesus, the disciples nangasa time. That was the same time and near church or sabus. And you can imagine, books are a trial in line with what the Romans wanted to promulgate. They didn't allow it, they disallowed it. They allow me a trial and make room in the canons, epistles, were the ones that Paul was pushing, and that was in line with Rome. And there was nothing in there against Rome per se. Into certain concepts, the virgin birth was introduced later. Now, I'm not saying all this to prove a point, say, we need to go and worship some Jesus in Israel. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to prove the fact that a foreign, it's not yours. You had your own, and you want to go and stick up to it and use that to build your life and and that is your amamre no amane. So na nyame na atwa omuka so odwene ho pa because year before na ye custodians of the writings no o for credit tramaye, and because they did not want to give you the credit, they decided to take credit for themselves. Into Abrahamic, Mosaic, and they gave it to themselves, even though they were making references to African soil, near African land, near African cities, they still claim it belonged to them. So na mechela. And the young church, the closest they can get to is the Old Testament. Because then somewhere, they copied motamo, word for word. The book of the coming forth by day and by night. Old Testament is not copy for word for word. And yes, a corrupter to suit agenda no be. And the Paul message, did not help us. In fact, the amount of and a friend is saying somewhere in 66 AD in Tokwane, there was a mountain to be on friend. I forget the name, but over 900 Jews committed suicide. Yeah, for them to surrender to Rome and believe the crazy message they were trying to have them accept by force, they chose the option of dying over the hilltop. So, hilltop of Masada or something like that. They killed them all. And this is how deep the thing was. And then, what a fat. And I read, he said people died for the truth. Disseminated, and they died for it. And I bet talk near Massa, they are brewo. You're corrupt. What they are born suffering with China, they and I'm so. And our person, dear, no, woman. How is this going to work? And now you see why for 60 years plus, Ghana ain't cost. Most of Africa ain't cost. Because they left behind a religion and favorable to us. And some of the major things are not Paul and a Leonam de Cajon. Paul, are there not Paul and a friend is saying, the Siaphone and agree. You could find it in most of the writings. Some fans say, we're inviting them back to Antioch. And Romote said Paul is causing these Gentiles not to be circumcised, to not they can do with no so they decided that the Old Testament no crown. I'm a share and the disciples were not happy with that. What kind of friends, a Romans are all back back crown. Now I am Bible. Say offering crown the crown, he prayed they would take it from him. And Bazo so man. And James refused to take it. And the Peter no G and crown. And a Chimukas okay, they prove to us what you account Old Testament over here. And a fake here. A honor come make a statement when the writings must say to the Jew I'm a Jew, to the Greek I'm a Greek, to the thief I'm a thief. Until he decided to become anything to anybody. Just so he can win or send his message up there. That's the kind of person you had from Paul. So I make us say, we be the them part there, now your Paul need them. Because honestly, you fapping. Because on the message you buy is the foundation of Christianity. As we speak today, the birth of Christ, which is the virgin birth, it's a huge question. Jesus said that was not what happened. So what I say. And that's not what, there was no virgin birth. It was real human beings, Obanya saying no one ba. And then the banner decided say obey a Messiah for his people. And the people accepted him. In fact, omu reenact and also ya no be so Jew Israel go say I had say Jesus to I had me say a reenactment, just a rearrangement. Omu rearrange this scene no. And then they told to her. Now go nothing to say we see. No, it's not true. So and Paul no he decided say what a different agenda never because on feel say when Mama Jesus na divine he has no message. It will say somewhere cry he says the message of Christ is meaningless without the resurrection. Yeah. And Onono was interested in the divine nature of Jesus and the virgin birth because I know when you know and the more kind of some bit in the and even though he was born in Nazareth, Matthew had to find a way to place him in Bethlehem. Said a in line with what the Old Testament prophecies were talking about. Any pan everyone for Bethlehem. Or better donkey so about into they rearranged that for the typology. No? They found the characters and the events and they superimposed the names and things on it. To so here be near Jesus Moses here and one Jesus became. What kind of psalms are? There's so many inconsistencies in the thing. And I'm just saying this to prove to the point and to help you understand say Adiano has been corrupted and two people be jinaso and you know also jinaso. It is very important. Go find the Ebionites, friends saying version. Yeah. And let me say information here is so much out there, say nobody can really lie. And they found this information through the fact that Omu no more exist in terms of the prophets and your friends saying writers and bishops or motiasia or go through the conference or decided say we heretics mungu in their argument now they made mention of these people and why they were not accepted. Enti Christisum na utim sa na who handle yourself in that way na office a final you be now any pediatric. Think again. Think again, pa. And once you be able to diffuse that holiness from the whole book, after now you'll be ready to see things eye to eye and begin to make sense from it. Into there, that is what Old Testament. Now you can place most of them in it. To be to my kind, I encourage you, I build all life. And to say before you not test our way, I've faith. Now we're gonna use these same practices near no man to chill your mind. Because yes, sir, yes, the area no near do much as I saw for democracy abeka home. And my first layer was about disproving the fact that a Holy Bible. And I used the chronology of the Bibles to show you. And then my lay more emphasis with respect to the different kind of Jesus' message I need preaching. Say the core things that hold Christian together today: the virgin birth, the resurrection, and the message. Me saying was somehow corrupted. And until nama yintimi enye and follow adieni ye. And we follow blindly. And they say no, so we be catch us say Jesus is not a sister. And I take your offense, now both. Instead of looking at the stuff why he said that to make your point. So and my only say once we accept the fact that I didn't know holy beer, nipa that's in a trance in or church or the brain, then we can make a headway. Then now we can come to what we have to do as I did before. And America said, your form of politics are your fan. Yes, I could adapt a foreign one, and that is not helping us. In fact, it hasn't helped us for 60 years. You practice it with a soldier for a fan for dear. But in reality, what Nkrumah was probably propagating was better. The only side I might not agree, one party state now fire. I didn't know the real intention behind say a one party state best salmon the for a this one answer no kind of person transfer. So because Nkrumah happened to be the Washington of Africa. If you look at it well, say ocean in parallel terms. But greed and selfish isn't it? And you come to Kenya. So, and I believe we need to take a DNA friend democracy and place it in the African sense. Because one father now to woman, it's not going to work. And the Kebi Mamin can be a binary there. It makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is the two-party state now you're adapting, or three parties. Even though we claim a multi-party, yafa. But because your fundamentals and you're stable and you're intact, or we better transfer 4 years, any bre, any come, nisike we or bad, you know, young year 4 years ago, no, 2 years go on to us. So making on the enemy. Until I make us say, based on years determining your lifestyle, it is better to form a national government. So, who says so be a chabusum be something along the same lines. Goom party as them. I don't know his message. The minimum, the manifesto, what he really wants to do. But if it is not with respect to say a union government, national government, it may affect your system in such that every region be having an opportunity to elect one person to run the show for a minimum of 10 years, 12 years, for 3/4. And then after that, the next region swabba. And the fun in this sense, and now a nibrese tribal, I before ne, Asantefone, Pepephone, just will be a feast and a young of this one. Etiana, because when you're so not a nibran until I'm a intimate more, I affect the country, no. I don't know a bit to talk because say 16 regions, right? From 10 they increasing the sister home to 16. And for 16 regions, they decided to call round and we can start anywhere. And that could be done through a simple a friend is saying ballot picking. So the Yakobo Bonnet choose the first. We can do through ballot. And they're a big deal. So now for every region be able to be this. And to do region now region I run it to say they run it a Maze Ghana, I don't know. I'm for contesting at the assemblyman level, district assembly level, in terms of a friend is saying parliamentarian level, no matter I contest it. And then out of that you choose one. And the period is going to be a minimum of 10 years. It is at 10 years, where about also next now so I prepare. Oba the Oyonko year, no better so. Because a choir services so. They say even if you decide not to twasso and decide to change the one villager within a span of 16 years, if I say 10 within a span of math no say 10 regions. Let's say 16 regions, right? And we decide to go around and come back. And the 16 by 16, we come by the 16 round from 36, 4, 5. In the under 60 years, the same period say, because Singapore, Malaysia, and they were more, almost at the early 70s. Most of them were ahead of them. 50 years, but then they would for plan to Dubai. Hono years ago. In Malaysia, in Singapore. It's not been 60 years. But all I'm saying is that if we have that agenda, we'll be able to project forward and project ahead and do things that might be economy. And that is the system I intend to introduce. See, to me, yes, your politics will be different. It will not be necessarily being against democracy, but a different form, a bit suited, necessary. Right, to Ghana. That is what is going to suit us. A national patriotic agenda. Now, Ubia Bedisubi, based on, with emphasis on regional elections. And the Eastern region for Baba, Ashanti region for Baba, Volta region for Baba. So, Central. Ubia Bediso for a minimum of 10, based on the Constitution. Obaswa, agenda Adeba, no, I am Ubia. When we are. Next person back on so better so near Queen. and yen hwe say yen timi away for even 30 years kwa na hwade. By the third year, fourth year, or the fourth term, no, once a country they take it off. Timpenny I just wanted to make this short video to introduce the next layer of say, I will say a try now. It may diffuse the holiness of the Bible. It may free your dream kakra. May free your mind. Once we're able to do that, have faith. We won't say we'll have the opportunity to do things that are boa of mine. Because the ACC idea it's not working. It hasn't worked, and it's not gonna work. You cannot project with this lifestyle. One, the religion is destroying us. And to suffer back home, a friend saying, Nick, Ebeka issue be about how President we Baswa. Now the other one who crown name, when you watch a interview be no. Crown name your man call in time because Uku anima be affected or no. It was a good point, but we cannot do what he's talking about until the religious part is taken care of. And your software should fall in line and begin to promulgate what they really have to preach in terms of Africanization of the gospel. If I'm a fair no first. It means you're not independence from outside sources and outside influencer. Now, if you say they know all kind, it will begin to work. Because among us for crowd, there's big confusion to say. So what I say. The ben out here said, I was some for and I said, soon sorry for. I beg Gina baby airboy against among themselves that. Baby won't it be? Because soon will be angel on them. And no man can just say yes be no fan so I call heaven. So what I say, Americans answer, and you have nothing to contest. On a channel. But yeah, any as ye di yesu back wechi no. And a doctrines na ye prekesen na obia kan de. Na fe ye boy serem kra na can be. You say I'm a prophecy see a teaching. And he fan we are saying na ko hu say you prophesy to elect a president. We be say Jew for no de buy kra no. Say o mo elect atwusu Netanyahu. We and say on us akobokro no aye be investigation because you be yinasi form. So name journal. Yes. The would do the Bible na chikrana. Also who said you cannot use the prophetic unction to come around presidential choices. That's why the Queen has stepped aside not only within the monarchism and with Jama the rest of the British Parliament and also running affairs. It's just simple. And so they heard it. Now so for be a team prophesy from God, one source.